In a final showdown with the Supreme Court and the Trump administration, they are seeking relief in related to Executive Order 14160 and the questionability of birthright citizenship. At present, there are a number of things going on, and also I want to make a few notations as news as we get into this. Under this executive order, they're also reviewing every application that has been issued and granted for American citizenship based on birth over the last 30 years is being reviewed presently, because that's not an argument here. So we are seeing across national news at this point, a lot of people are being arrested and removed from the country and then having their citizenship revoked on the basis that they have errors in their application, they were not granted American citizenship legally under the constitutional rights at the time. And so that would represent roughly hundreds of thousands of people where they were granted some form of American citizenship. All right, so moving on from there, we're going to take a look at Executive Order 14160. Let's take ourselves on down to the second page, and for those of you that want to read this for yourself, you may look for the link, this executive order, in the description of the video or in the comments section. The privilege of the United States citizenship does not automatically extend to persons born in the United States. Number one, when that person's mother was unlawfully present, meaning a legal alien in the United States, and the father was not a United States citizen, again, an illegal alien or a lawful permanent resident at the time of said person's birth. Number two, when that person's presence in the United States at the time of said person's birth was lawful but temporary, such as but not limited to visiting the United States under auspices of a visa waiver program. In other words, all these visas they've been issuing, people come down here temporarily, come on vacation, pop out a baby, and you become an American. Well, all that will be denied. So if the Supreme Court makes the ruling and decides in favor, then potentially tens of millions will be removed from the country, regardless of how long you've been here. In fact, right now, just the administration reviewing the applications going back to 30 years, hundreds of thousands are going to be removed over that. If this is granted, then you are no longer a U.S. citizen at that point, okay? That means that if you're utilizing, and for the purpose of our video, I'm a Section 8 consultant, so my interest squarely lies in whether or not you're using federal dollars. So if you somehow acquired a home under HUD of ownership, your home will be seized. If you and your family are utilizing benefits, which means that you're using food stamps, welfare, TAMP, SNAP, any of it, all that will be cut off for you and the family, and you'll be ejected. You'll receive one pair of complimentary handcuffs, one free bus ticket to the airport, and then you'll be dropped off in your pajamas in whatever country they see fit, okay? Also, in addition to that, the Trump administration has simply stopped processing applications for almost all groups of non-citizens, including refugees, asylum seekers, and beneficiaries of many different types of visas. Applications to America are closed, okay? If you are not a legal resident and born here to start with, then you can forget about it. If you are from another place and then born here, then you're gone. You'll need to figure out what you're going to do. Also, any benefits used under the federal system, you need to repay that. So while you may be on a plane and land in another country where your family's from, one penny at a time, if that's how you've got to earn it, you'll need to return that money, and you'll receive a permanent bar from the U.S. So it's a tough situation, but the reality of it is, with the removal of all these people and the rejection of birthright citizenship, it would mean that actual Americans, ones that have always been here and born here, will actually be able to utilize housing in the federal system, whether they need food stamps or other federal resources to help them, and you'd be able to do this much quicker, because effectively, with the way it's going at present, before they make a decision on this, hundreds of thousands would be removed. With the decision in favor of this executive order, it means tens of millions will be removed. Many of you which will be probably on a plane in your house slippers, okay? Because they're not going to come to the door and ask you nicely. They're going to probably remove the door from the hinge. There'll be a flashbang. You'll get some complimentary handcuffs. Your assets will be seized. and then in your slippers, you will take a plane ride, be dropped off at some international airport, wherever, figure it out from there, okay? You probably won't even have an ID because your visa and any identification you got with you from the U.S., that's U.S. property, so you will not be carrying that as well. You'll have to figure it out from there. I would advise calling the equivalent of whatever 911's in that country and then see if they can help you, okay? Look, most of us are Americans. People here, people that are actual real Americans, don't want to work all their life to pay for a free ride for anybody in another country. Using our visa system as a scam is what it is. Using that visa system to visit here to pop up babies is not, no. All that needs to be shut down. That's it. I don't care if you've been here 51 years. If you did so on the premise of trying to cheat this country, then you're out of here, okay? Nobody's going to work all their life in this country to pay for your ass. You've got to go. You got to pack your shit, go home, figure it out there, you know. Even if you're under high inflation and you can only make a penny a day or make $1 a day, tough shit. And even then, I would suppose after you've used the resources of the United States, you'll need to repay that as well. The moral of the story is, guys, you got to stop coming, all right? It's not permitted. The U.S. taxpayer base is not going to do this. We are not a soup kitchen. You cannot steal citizenship. You cannot cheat it anymore. And if you've done so, application and review. Look, I'll be reading at least 3 stories this morning where people have been here 30, 40 years, okay? It doesn't make a damn whether you got a job or not, okay, or whether or not you're contributing. When you come here and you acquire citizenship illegally or under other errors, then you can go back home and figure it out from there. The U.S. taxpayer base is not going to pay your bills anymore. Applications are closed in this country, seriously. And that will likely continue to the end of the year unless approved under the stringent rules that are there. Also, for applications to the U.S., for those that wish to come here legally, each time you apply, the fees will get larger and larger until you're probably unable to pay it. So if you didn't get approved the first time, don't waste your time the second time, okay? Because from what I can see, it will become completely unaffordable. This is a hard line to take, but look, as an American, I got to tell you, my interest is in the American people. And when our own people can't get what they need because we've got people flooding in from every nation in the country, and better yet, we're actually paying for this shit, then no. So this puts effectively an end to it. So after the extension on September 22nd and all the arguments are heard, they'll make a dissent. After that, if you were born in this country one way or another, and you gained American citizenship that way, you might as well pack your shit. You're gone, okay? They don't care about your car, your house, none of that. They're not going to ring your doorbell. They will take you, rip you out of the house, and all benefits will be cut, severed. If you're in a house and one person leaves, and it's over with. It means you've been complicit in breaking the law, so you can the food stamp card's gone, gets cut off, hot housing gone, whatever housing voucher you've got, Section 8 gone. Nobody in the house will get it after that because you were complicit. So the game is over. The American people are not going to put this bill anymore. All right. I thank you for watching and have a great day.